Hello there and welcome to Witchcrafty. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the Pokemon Eevee in a Chibi plush format. The pattern for this plush is freely available from my DeviantArt, so if you'd like to go and download that now or save it onto your computer, that would be a great start. The link to it is down below in the description. So let's get into the video. For the construction you'll need toy stuffing, you'll need pink, brown, dark brown, black and white material. I'll be using felt for this as it's cheap, easily accessible and easy to work with, but you're free to use what you think would look best. You'll need a sewing needle or a sewing machine, you'll need some scissors, you'll need some pins, thread that matches the colour of the material that you're using moderately. I didn't actually match it completely accurately, but it's handy for keeping the stitching discreet and blending it in. You'll also need a fabric marker or a gel pen like I used, or any kind of pen that will transfer onto the material in order to trace the pattern on. You'll also need a printer to print out the pattern. I actually trace my patterns through the computer screen. I don't recommend this, but this is just what I do since I don't own a printer. Okay, so once we've got our materials sorted, we're just going to print out the pattern and simply cut it out. Before we get started on tracing it onto the fabric, there are a few things you should know about patterns if you've never used one before. Please note that when you're cutting it out, you need to leave seam allowance on some of the pattern shapes. The purpose of seam allowance is to join two pieces of fabric together without exposing the raw edges, so it's very important if you want your plush to look neat. This literally just means to leave a 1 to 2 centimetre gap around the tracing of the shape when we're cutting it out. Also, please take note of the numbers on each shape because they will indicate how many you will need to cut out. For the sphere, you will need 4, so you'll need to trace 4 and then cut that out. Now that we're clear on how to use patterns, we're going to be starting with just the sphere first, and we're going to be tracing that onto some brown fabric. And then, once you have traced it, we're just going to cut it out. Once you've done that, we can begin the sewing. I'm going to be hand sewing, but you can use a machine if you'd prefer to. Unfortunately, you will eventually have to hand sew as some parts are too small and awkward to get to with a machine, but you can use a machine for a lot of it, so it will save you a lot of time if you do. So, to start, you're going to have to put the tracing on the outside. So we're going to put these two pieces together and start sewing along the line, leaving one side open. This is just so that none of the traces will be visible when we flip it inside out later on. We then just need to repeat this with the other two pieces and put it into a little folded bowl shape and start sewing around the circular tracing line. Once we are nearly at the end, we need to leave a gap and flip the shape inside out to hide the lines, and then we can stuff it with the toy stuffing. Try your absolute best to keep the needle still visible with the thread as you're doing this, as I have a bad habit of getting it lost inside the stuffing and it can be really awkward retrieving it out. You also need to make sure not to understuff or overstuff it, as this can either cause rips in the seams or can make the plush look flat, which can ruin the overall structure and appearance. Once we have completed the stuffing, we just need to sew it up with a ladder stitch, otherwise known as an invisible stitch. I've added a link in the description on a tutorial on how to do this, just in case you didn't know how to. Great, so we should now have a little ball shape. We can now start the tracing on the rest of the shapes from the pattern. Now, it doesn't necessarily matter what order you do this in, but I'm just going to show you the colour order that I did it in because I personally believe that this is the easiest way to do it. So, the shapes we're going to need in the brown fabric is the ear, the tail, the arms, paws and the hair. The shapes we're going to need in the white fabric is the tip of the tail, the mane and the smallest eye glint on the pattern. The shapes we're going to need in the black fabric are the eyes, the nose and the mouth. The shapes we're going to need in the pink fabric are the tongue and the inner paw. And finally, the shapes we're going to need in the dark brown fabric are the eye colour and the inner ears. Now that you've traced it all, we then just need to cut everything out. Once we have all our pieces, we can start the assembly process. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the arm pieces and, again, like we did with the sphere, I'm going to place them with the tracing on the outside, on either side, and begin sewing along the tracing line, leaving a gap where the shoulder would be. I personally felt I didn't need to stuff this piece in the end as the felt was thick enough to give it structure, but if you're using a different fabric or if you're using a felt that is a lot thinner than what I used, I'd recommend stuffing it to give the plush more depth. Also, it may be a little frustrating flipping the smaller parts inside out, so I suggest using things like a pencil or the end of a brush to make the process a bit easier. You will then have a little pair of arms. I then decided to sew on the detail for the mouth, which is the tongue. Please note that when you're doing all the face parts, which all have these little additional details, that your stitches are going to be visible. So try your best to go as small and as neat as possible when you're stitching. Then, I sewed on the inner parts of the ears. Make sure that you sew them onto the side of the ears that does not have the tracing on it, because you want this to be visible when we flip it inside out later on. Then, put the tracing on the outside and sew along the line. With this particular shape you need to leave a gap at the bottom. This is just so that we can attach it to the plushie later. After that, stuff it just enough so it's not too hard to sew it on later and pin it in place. I then moved on to the inner paw parts. Just like with the ears, make sure it's not on the side without the tracing so it's visible, and make sure your stitches are neat and small. We then just need to repeat, putting the tracing on the outside and sewing along the line. Once we reach a point where we're nearly at the end of the sewing line, we're just going to stop, turn it inside out, stuff it, and just use an invisible stitch to seal the open ends. And again, we're just going to pin it on and move forward. I then did the hair. We're going to need to put the tracing on the outside and sew along the line. We're not going to be sewing across the bottom as this is where we will attach it to the plush later on. Again, no stuffing was required for my process, but if you need to, I'd recommend doing so. We're then going to move on to sewing the white tips onto the tail on the smaller shape sphere, doing the exact same thing we've already done by sewing it onto the side that doesn't have the tracings. We're then going to assemble the tail as we did the sphere, as it's the exact same shape. I'm then going to sew on all of the pieces for the eyes with the matching threads. Be careful with your placement here as it really affects where the Eevee is looking. Now that we've reached the part with the mane, I just wanted to clarify that I didn't actually anticipate leaving seam allowance as I showed in the pattern, due to the fact that this is a video of me drafting and creating the plush, so I ended up using a really tiny blanket stitch to seal the corners. If you would prefer to do this also, I've added a link down below on a blanket stitch tutorial. Like we have been doing, once I reached the part where I could stuff it, I stuffed it and sealed the end with a blanket stitch. Now that everything is successfully sewn up together, we just need to attach it onto the actual plushie. This can be really awkward with all of the things already pinned on. I actually suggest to take most of it off, like the ears, the mane and the tail, as those are the most likely to get in the way. Sewing the pieces on is similar to sewing on badges, except when we reach this 3D stuff parts, we just need to sew on the side that joins it only, and to conceal it as much as possible using things like an invisible stitch. It doesn't matter what order you do it in, but I suggest doing all the facial features, the arms and the feet first, as it's easiest to do and helps you position the larger parts. When we do get to the mane, this is the hardest part because it's the most awkward. In the video, I actually made a mistake of joining them before placing it on the plush. I actually recommend not joining them and sewing it on using a lot of pins and joining the parts after it's attached. And finally, we just need to join on the tail. And there you have it, you've successfully made an Eevee plushie. Please leave me some suggestions down below on what you want to see me do next. Leave a like and maybe even subscribe if you want to see more nerdy creations. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.